Good morning to everyone. In the previous class, we were discussing about the inverted siphons. So these inverted siphons are used wherever the obstacles or wherever the small bridges will be there. If you want to cross that, if the sewer line has to cross, then we have to go ahead with the inverted siphons. So then um, we'll go with the lamp holes. The lamp holes consist of vertical AC types of normally 22.5 centimeter diameter connected to a main sewer. So why this is used? Normally it is used for the inspection purpose because you require the light has to be penetrated up to some distance so that the things can be repaired at the regular intervals. So T lamp holes are provided for the following purposes. So one is the distance between the manholes is usually large and it is not possible to approach the full length from both of the main holes. If that is the things, if you have, we already discussed what will be the regular intervals of the manholes, that is up to 300 meters they have suggested, but typically it will be up to 100 they will provide it. Suppose if it is the distance between the two manholes is 300 meters and more than 200 meters, or it is 250 or 300, so then it is better to provide one lamp hole in between these two manholes. Then lamp holes are provided between the manholes. The sewer line is examined by lowering an electric lamp in the lamp hole and by observing the light from the adjacent manholes. So it's very easy. Suppose this is one manhole and this is one manhole. So assume that you have the pipe is there, which is pipe is there. So and which is of greater than 200 meters. So then if you insert at this position, then you can observe one light, it can be introduced here. Then you can observe the things from this side to this side clearly. If any obstacles is there in between, then you cannot observe the remaining person. So that is why it has its own importance in the sewer systems. So if the light is visible, that it indicates that the length of the sewer is unobstructed. They may be used under certain circumstances for flushing the sewer lines. Sometimes it is used if any blockage is there, if any obstacles is there, if you want to move it from one direction to other direction, then it can be easily done with the help of the lamp holes. By providing the perforated cover, the ventilation of the sewer can be achieved. For the ventilation purpose also, it is used. This is one typical lamp hole, where you can see this is what the sewer, and this is the typical construction of the lamp holes. Then inside they will go with some electric bulbs, or sometimes even if it is opened, the whatever the sunlight it will be there, even it will penetrate up to some distance. But during the night, it is highly difficult. There the lamp has to be provided. Leaping weir. So it consists of a gap of invert of the combined sewer. The intercepting sewer runs at the lower level and at the right angles to the combined sewer. When the flow in the combined sewer is only dry weather flow, the whole flow get directly falls into the intercepting sewer through the gap. But as the discharge exceeded the predetermined amount, The excess sewage jumps or the leap across the gap and is carried out to a natural stream or the river through a stormwater sewer. So this kind of arrangements they will use where the combined flow is exist and the flow is more. If that is the case, uh, it is used for um, removal of extra sewer that are present in sewage that are present in the sewer. So in this section you can see this is a combined flow which is happening. So then um, they will make an one small adjustment crest here. So whenever the combined flow is there, it is going and it will come and hit to this crest. Once it is coming and if it is hitting to the crest, then the remaining portion of the sewage will be separated out. So then the remaining separated uh, sewage, it will be slowly move on to the intercepting sewers with this gap, and the remaining it will move to the rivers. Suppose if the flow is very high, assuming that it is overflowing and some portion it will go to the intercepting sewers. Suppose if the intercepting sewer if it is full, then the remaining portion it has to be adjusted to the rivers. So suppose if you remove this crest, then what will happen is that assuming that we don't have any crest or the adjustment is not there, then whatever it is there it will come and join here. So then it will start overflowing. Once it will start overflowing, it will move to the rivers. So then this kind of systems they will use it whenever the intercepting sewer that is of limited size or the limited capacity. So junction chambers, sometimes in the at the junctions they will provide some of the chambers. Then it is a chamber constructed to facilitate the junction of two or more sewers which are large enough for the man to enter. So then manholes will be provided, of course, for the inspection as well as the other lamp holes will be provided. But at the junctions, sometimes it is required at some of chambers so that the sewers can be inspected in all the directions. Assume that you have this kind of sewer network is there like this. Suppose if you construct one chamber at the center point, then you can observe this, you can observe this, you can observe this, you can observe this. So the junction of the small sewer with a large one, large enough to enter usually in a Y branch or slant penetrating to sewer wall. Wherever two large sewer joins, either a bell-mouthed or a flat-topped junction may be used. In each case, care should be taken that there is no decrease in the velocity and a minimum disturbance in a sewer, either sewer or the junction, would cause eddies or the deposition of the solids. The normal flow lines of the intersecting sewers should coincide with the junctions. So these are some of the conditions are there. If you want to construct all these junctions, and it better to provide the junctions where you have a at the constant gradients. Assume that you have a gradient at this point. Assume that you have at this point 1 is to 500. So make sure that here also it is 1 is to 500. Here also it is 1 is to 500. Here also it is 1 is to 500. If that is the case, it is very easy for uh, to inspect at all the pipes. So then different traps and types of traps and its uses. Of course, a trap is a device which is used to prevent the sewer gases from entering the building. These traps are located below or within plumbing fixture and retains a small amount of water. The retaining water creates a water seal which stops foul gases going back to the building from the drain pipes. Therefore, all the plumbing fixtures such as sinks, wash basins, bathtubs, and uh, toilets, etc., are equipped with this traps. This is used to trap the gases that are present in the sewage. Then we'll see how exactly this can be used. A trap has the following features. It may be manufactured as an integral trap with appliances such as some of the models of European countries, or it may be separate fittings called an attached trap, which is connected to waste or foul water outlet of appliances. We'll see that what are the things, how exactly it will be there with the diagrams. You have all seen that, but you cannot call what kind of trap it is. Of course, this traps nothing but to control or to stop. The trap should be of a self-cleansing pattern. Traps for use in a domestic waste should be convenient for cleaning. A good trap should maintain an efficient water seal under all conditions of flow. So then first one, that is a gully trap. These traps are constructed outside the building to carry the wastewater discharge from the wash basins, sinks, bathrooms, and are connected to a nearest building drain or sewer so that the foul gases from the sewer do not come to the house. These are deep seal traps. The depth of the water seal should be 50 mm minimum. You can see this is one type of a trap where whatever the gases will be there, it will be trapped and it will be escaped. Assume that uh, in this direction you have the water is flowing. At this point you have outlet is there. Then this kind of arrangements will be made where the foul gases will come out at this point. Normally we can call this as gully traps. Then P trap we will discuss in the next class.